This battle brought to you by PewterCity Cookware, the only cookware that serves as rain protection.
Hey, I know! I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan!
And youngster Joey's Rotetta. It's top percentage!
Hey everyone, Geo here with the first non-elimination battles of the third Nuzlocke Games. We have 4 battles here for you today, 2 from the Johto region and 2 from the Kanto region. First off, we're going to head over to Johto, where we have Tribute Zoe, aka Tokyo Oranges, who will be challenging Tribute Aaron, aka Shuppeteer, at the first non-elimination battle point after Falkner's gym. The prizes on offer for the winner: 10 Great Balls and 5 Ultra Balls. The loser, however, must sacrifice their next catch opportunity. We have Shuppeteer leading with his Makuhita and Tokyo leading with her Squirtle, both of these tributes original starters in the games. Shuppeteer switches out quickly for Raichu as Squirtle goes in for a Tail Whip to lower his defences. A quick attack from Raichu leads to Tokyo making a switch out to Swampert, and we see Tail Whip taking effect as Swampert counters with Tackle, doing more damage than what Raichu's quick attack can. Raichu sending down to red, and Raichu is down with Swampert retaining about 26% of its health. Shuppeteer leads in now with Makuhita, attempting to make a comeback. Makuhita uses Vital Throw as Squirtle switches in. Big damage since Withdraw's not being used this time. And another switch out as we see Shuppeteer switching out to Flappy, and Squirtle using Withdraw to raise his defences. A good prediction as Tokyo switches out to Grovyle to intercept Thunderburst Shock from Flappy, and a critical hit from Flappy on Tokyo's Grovyle Freya. The critical hits are flying everywhere as Grovyle hits out with a critical quick attack. And now we've got Paralysed Hacks as Static activates, with Grovyle's speed now halving as it's paralysed, but it still manages to get through with quick attack. Shuppeteer is now down to 1 Pokemon. His trusty Makuhita uses Arm Thrust to get rid of Tokyo's Grovyle. But a torrent boosted Water Gun quickly gets rid of all hope for Shuppeteer as Makuhita goes down a 2-hit KO in a balanced battle. Now we go to the second non-elimination battle point in Johto, which was located at Union Cave and claimed by PsychoJigglypuff, aka Tribute PJ. She decided to challenge Chihana, aka Tribute Keima. The winner of this battle receives a grinding item of their choice, either a Lucky Egg, Experience Share, or a Macho Brace. The loser, however, must take on the next gym leader in set mode, which could be quite a challenge given that the gym leader's difficulties have been increased for the Nuzlocke Games. We see a lead of 4-4 battle with Shiftree for PJ and Ivysaur for Chihana. And the opening move begins, and we see a switch out to Torkoal for Chihana as Shiftree uses Growth. And we're seeing switch out wars here as Ember gets used on Marshtomp for the switch in, and again another switch as Marshtomp tries to counter with Mudshot on the fire type to hit Chihana's Ivysaur. Chihana's Ivysaur follows with Leech Seed to try and restore some health, but it's intercepted by PJ's Espeon. Espeon uses Confusion, but again we see another switch out, another resistance as Starmie comes in. Starmie using Secret Power, which manages to paralyze PJ's newly switched in Manic Trick. Manic Trick follows up with Shockwave, trying to startle the Water-type Pokemon, but we see another switch on Chihana's side as Starmie goes out and Ivysaur comes in, resisting the attack. And another switch out as Ivysaur uses Leech Seed on Espeon. Espeon uses Confusion once again, and Chihana switches out to Starmie. Starmie following up with Secret Power again, and again we see Paralysed Hacks as PJ switches in her Shiftree. Shiftree uses Bullet Seed, but unfortunately for Chihana switches into Torkoal. Torkoal follows up with Ember, which is intercepted again by Marshtomp on PJ's side, and Marshtomp follows up again with a powerful Mudshot, which hits Ivysaur for the switch in for regular damage, losing about 32% of its health and reducing its speed in the process. And there we go, we see Shiftree come in and block the Leech Seed used by Ivysaur. Torkoal comes out now for Chihana, and we have full paralysation, so no attack from PJ's side as she switches out again to Marshtomp to block the Ember from Chihana's Torkoal. We're probably going to see another switch out here from Chihana, getting rid of her Torkoal to remove its chances of being hit for super effective damage from PJ's Marshtomp. And sure enough, in comes Lunatone, which, using Levitate, manages to deflect Mudshot completely. And we see another switch out. Wow, it's a real battle of switch outs as PJ switches out Marshtomp for Shiftree, who manages to tank the confusion attack from Chihana's Lunatone. And again, we see switch wars coming into play, both sides refusing to give an inch. Marshtomp out now using Mudshot, does a bit of damage, but it's not quite enough. Ivysaur is now down to 8% of its health. One more attack like that and it will be down now for the count. Chihana tries to restore its health a little bit using Leech Seed, but it's blocked again by Shiftree. Bullet Seed from Shiftree is resisted by Torkoal. Using a smart move, PJ switches out, avoiding the fire attack. Again, it's more or less just rinse and repeat as Ember gets switched into Marshtomp, dealing very little damage. Ooh, down goes Ivysaur, first blood of the match, and we're only 25 turns in. Oh, a killer move by Chihana as she sends in Lunatone and has it use Confusion. Doesn't quite manage to finish off Marshtomp, but with Confusion hacks coming in, we see Marshtomp hitting itself in Confusion and knocking itself out. In comes Shiftree, hoping to block out Psychic type attacks and perhaps hit with some Grass type super effective damage. But Chihana's having none of that as she switches out to Torkoal once again. The sides are even, 3 Pokemon apiece. However, PJ has 2 that are paralysed. Out PJ switches to Speedwagon, the Espeon, no longer having her trusty Marshtomp to counter the fire type attacks from Chihana's Torkoal. PJ out to Shiftree again now, hit with Secret Power for some decent damage. Chihana out to Torkoal once more. And now PJ out to Manic Trick, we haven't seen in the battle for a while. Ember hits it for 22% of damage. Ooh, a critical hit Shockwave as Chihana switches into Lunatone. And with a second hit, it's down now for the count. However, Lunatone did manage to get into Confusion first, and simply the Manic Trick is now confused as a result. Chihana switches into Starmie, an interesting choice against an electric type, but Zippily does have only a few HP left, so it probably can't survive it. Sure enough, PJ switches out for the Grass type Shiftree as it tanks her Secret Power again from Starmie. Nature Power, the first time we've seen this move used by PJ, and it turns into Swift and hits Chihana's Torkoal on the switch in. Ooh, out to Espeon, says PJ, wanting to get rid of the disadvantage it has, but a critical hit Ember manages to knock out her Espeon, and she's down to only 2 Pokemon, both of which are paralysed. In comes Zeppeli the Manic Trick. Yeah, being paralysed, even the very slow Torkoal can outspeed it. A quick Ember finishes off the Pokemon. PJ only has her Shiftree left, which is not only paralysed, but down to only a fraction of its health, and against a Pokemon that it has a direct type disadvantage against. One final Ember attack finishes the battle, and with Chihana emerging victorious. We head over to Kanto now, where the first non-elimination battle point occurred after Brook's gym at level 15, however we did need to apply a scaling up due to one Tribute having a legendary Pokemon on their team that automatically scaled up to level 50. We have Tribute Aoki, aka LyricalRedFox, against Tribute Noob, played by Charizard Noob. Alright, the two lead with Marshtomp on Lyrical's side, and Butterfree on Charizard Noob's side. Butterfree outspeeds and manages to get Sleep Powder in, putting Marshtomp to sleep, making it completely useless. Using the free turn, Charizard Noob switches out to Clamperl. Marshtomp's still asleep, Charizard Noob manages to set up an Iron Defense, which raises his Clamperl's defense stat, which is going to be remarkably high. And Marshtomp is still asleep as Clamperl follows up with a Clamp attack that knocks out Marshtomp's health by 28%, hitting it for normal damage since it has the double ground type in its secondary stage. Marshtomp's awake now, hits it with a Mudshot attack, but being physical, it only does 17% damage. Clamperl follows up with a Water Gun, hits Marshtomp and knocks it out. We have first blood of the match as Lyrical switches into Ghastly. Ghastly follows up with Lick, doing a pitiful 3% damage. Unfortunately, the Ghost type move being physical in Generation 3 doesn't do much damage against the already buffed Clamperl. Clamperl follows up with Water Gun, does about 68% damage. And again, Lick doing very minimal damage, Water Gun finishing it off. It's now a 3-on-1 battle as we see Lyrical's potential saving grace, Moltres come out, but with the type disadvantage, Ember's not going to do anything, and Water Gun is going to knock it down to just below 50% of its health. And Moltres is down now thanks to Water Gun. I now throw over to Shudin, who's going to narrate the final battle of this round, the battle between the two Nidoran starters.
Hello everybody, and we're here at Mount Moon for the second non-elimination battle point of the third Nuzlocke Games. I'm Shudin, and I'll be your commentator for this battle. This battle is between Tribute David, aka Mumudika1, and Ollie Norman. Interesting notes about this battle is Alls is unfortunately restricted to his level 15 team from the first battle point, due to not checking in on time. Whereas Mumu is checked in on time, obviously, for claiming the battle points and has the 2-level advantage. David has started off with his Gardevoir, while Ollie has started off with Meditite. Just a reminder, this is a 4 versus 4 battle, so every Pokemon counts here. An early prediction says that David has the advantage. And Gardevoir uses a fusion, which also happens to confuse Ollie's Meditite, which hurts itself in confusion, landing into the red already. This is not a good start for Ollie at all. Ollie's already shaken in confidence, and another confusion takes out Meditite. Rhydon takes its place for Ollie. How will David respond? David calls back and uses Nidorino, while Rhydon hits it with a 52% health reducing return. Another return from Rhydon takes out Nidorino, and David sends out Ivysaur. Ivysaur uses Vine Whip, takes out all that was left of Rhydon's health. Ouch. Already, Ollie is down to 2 Pokemon, while David still has 3, all at full health. He sends out Nidoran, female. Double Kick does 8% damage to Ivysaur. Ivysaur uses Sleep Powder to bring Nidoran female sleep. He then sets up with Leech Seed. However, Nidoran female wakes up and uses Scratch to take away 10% of the health, but it's negligible with that Leech Seed in effect. So, Ivysaur continues to tackle after putting Nidoran female back to sleep again, with Leech Seed sapping extra health. Nidoran female is just getting completely sapped here. 2% health left after a few moves. Oh, but now Nidoran female's fainted, and Ollie's last Pokemon is Krabby. Oh my. And one Vine Whip from Ivysaur ends the match. So, with that battle done, Ollie loses, but is still in the competition. David wins quite candidly. Well then, I'm Shudin, signing off for Nuzlocke Games. Until next time, see you then.